Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here. And in today's video, we're going to be talking through some player props I like over on Prizepicks for the Week 13 NFL slate. Going to break down some plays I'm liking for the Sunday slate of games. Got 3 picks that we're going to give out in this video, guys. And as always, we're going to break down these plays, give some information, some analysis behind why I like them. Now, before we get started, make sure you guys hit that like button down below if you enjoy these Prizepicks videos. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel, and if you are new to Prizepicks, and if you don't have a Prizepicks account, be sure to go sign up. Use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code. Play $5. You'll get $50 worth of free lineups for signing up and using code NOAH. And then we also have a partnership with Sleeper, so I do want to give a shout out to Sleeper. If you guys don't have an account over on Sleeper, you can download the Sleeper app, use promo code NOAH over there. You'll get your first deposit matched up to $100, as well as you'll get a free $20 entry. So Sleeper is going to give you a way to try out their app without even having to put any money in. You get that free entry, no deposit required. So just sign up, make an account. Just like that, you've automatically got a free entry worth $20 in your account, and then you can use that free entry to play whatever you want: NFL, NBA, college football, MLB, or well, not MLB because MLB is not going on, but NFL, college football, NBA, college basketball, whatever sport you want. You can mix and match sports on Sleeper, so it's a lot of fun. You guys should definitely be playing on Sleeper if you're not over there yet. And again, if you don't have an account, make sure to sign up. Use that promo code NOAH so that way you get that free entry and you get that deposit match as well. But yeah, before we talk through our picks here, guys, for Week 13, I do want to recap our plays from last week, from last Sunday, Week 12. So we gave out 3 picks last week. We did go 3-0, so hopefully you guys tailed the 3 plays that we gave out last week. Kenneth Walker over rush yards, Amon-Ra St. Brown over fantasy score, and Greg Dortch over fantasy score. All cash last week. We also gave out 3 picks for the Thanksgiving Day slate. Went 3-0 on our 3 plays on Thanksgiving. So been doing really well with the NFL plays lately. Hopefully we can keep that rolling into this week. Again, I've got 3 more picks for this week, guys. Let's go ahead and break them down. So the first prop that I like for Sunday is a pass plus rush yards prop. And I like Cam Ward for more than 216.5 pass plus rush yards. So Cam Ward, he's actually been playing a little bit better lately. You can just look at his last few games and you can see he's gone over this pass plus rush yards line now in 4 of his last 5 games. Started off the season playing really poorly, was really inaccurate, not completing a lot of his passes. As of late, the completion percentage has been higher. The volume's still been great. Like, he's still been throwing the ball a ton. We've seen the Titans be able to have more big plays, which has obviously been good for Ward in terms of getting yards, getting those big plays. And we've also seen him running more as of late. The last 2 games, 33 rush yards, 37 rush yards. In college, he did show a little bit of mobility, so he does offer that dual threat upside where he can, not only get you yards as a passer, but also as a runner. If you look at the difference between his pass yards and his rush yards, his pass yards line is set at 200.5, so it's a 16-yard difference. I think there's a good chance he could get close to 16 yards, if not over 16 yards. He's got a 13.5 rush yards line, so he's projected right around that number. And like I said, last 2 weeks he's had over 30 rush yards. But this line at 216.5, this is a line that's low enough. He could go over this line just based off pass yards. I think this is a pretty good matchup for him against the Jaguars. It's a home matchup. You expect the Titans to play better at home. Also, even at home here, the Titans are still 6-point underdogs in this game. So it's a spot where they're likely going to be forced to throw. And we've seen as of late, the Titans have been willing to let Cam Ward go out there and sling it. Their last 7 games, 39 pass attempts, 38 pass attempts, 34, 38, 21, but then 37, 42. He's just been throwing the ball a ton. Obviously, you don't expect him to be super efficient. You don't expect this Titans offense to be very efficient because it's just not a good offense. But playing at home against a Jaguars team that's been pretty beatable through the air, this is definitely a spot where the Tennessee offense can have success moving the ball through the air. I like this spot for Cam Ward. I think 216.5 pass plus rush yards looks pretty good here. I was looking on DraftKings, and his line on DraftKings is set at 220. So right now on Prizepicks, we're getting his line at 216. It's 220 on DraftKings. Obviously at 216, there's better value there. So I like that as our first prop for Sunday. Now the next prop that we're going to take is going to be on Shedeur Sanders. So Shedeur Sanders made his first NFL start last week on the road against the Raiders, and he was okay. Like, he completed 11 of 20 passes for 209 yards, had 1 touchdown, and then he did have 1 interception. That was a spot, though, where the Browns played well. The Browns won 24-10. It was on the road at the Raiders Stadium, which is a dome, so obviously very comfortable environment there. Shedeur Sanders, he's going to be making his first start at home, so I'm sure the crowd's going to be super hyped up for this game. But if you look at the weather in this game, the weather is expected to be really, really bad. So right now, it's saying there's a decent chance for some rain plus some potent winds. Models are showing sustained winds around 20 miles per hour, gust pushing around 35 miles per hour. So with that type of rain plus winds, I don't know if this is going to be a spot where the Browns are really going to go out there and let Shedeur just throw the ball a ton. Maybe if the game script sets up that way, like if the Browns get behind and they're forced to throw, then that could be the case. But I'm looking at Shedeur Sanders' pass attempts line 27.5, and I like the under here, so less than 27.5 pass attempts on Shedeur Sanders. And like I said, the weather in this game is supposed to be really bad. Like if you actually look at the prop lines in this game, so let's just go and sort by game, and let's go to this 49ers Browns game. So for one, Christian McCaffrey's receiving yards line is set at 37.5. He's gone over that line in 5 straight games. You can just go ahead and see based off that. Like if they're setting his line this low, he's gone over it in 5 straight games. Clearly that means there's a reason why they're setting it this low, and it's because of the weather. You look at Brock Purdy's pass yards line, 200.5. Typically, Brock Purdy's pass yards line is set around like 240, 250. But the weather in this game, again, is supposed to be really bad. So, like, a lot of the lines in this game are set very low. So, clearly, the sports books are expecting this to be a game that is maybe more run-heavy. Last week, Shedeur only had 20 pass attempts. I know they were playing with the lead, so they didn't really have to throw much. But this could be a spot where it's just kind of like a slow, low-scoring, sluggish game. I don't know if the 49ers just go out there and beat the brakes off the Browns. I mean, the Browns' defense, that's their strength. So, like, the Browns' defense, especially at home, I think is good enough where they can limit the 49ers' offense, especially in this weather. This is definitely going to be, like, at least it feels like it's going to be a low-scoring, slow, sluggish type game. Like, you look at the total in this game, the total opened at 42.5. It's been bet down to 35. This game has a 35 total, which is, like, one of the lower totals you'll see in an NFL game. So, expecting this to be a weather-impacted game for sure. A lot of wind, potential rain, maybe snow. I don't know exactly how cold it's going to be in Cleveland on Sunday, but I would assume it's going to be cold, rainy, windy. Just not the best spot for pass attempts, in my opinion, for Shedeur Sanders. And we know this Browns offense, like even though they're not really having much to play for, I don't think they really want Shedeur going out there and throwing the ball 40 times. Like, that's just not how they play. The Browns are definitely, if they can be, they want to be a run-first team. And this is a spot where it could be a really low-scoring, back-and-forth type game where they can just run the ball, kill the clock, and not have to let Shedeur go out there and throw the ball 40 times. So I like Shedeur Sanders less than 27.5 pass attempts. And then the last play that we're going to take a look at is going to be a fantasy score prop. So we're going to go to Kyren Williams. I like Kyren Williams for more than 13 fantasy score. So Kyren Williams, he's been a solid fantasy running back really ever since he's been with the Rams. He's been a guy that's gotten pretty good usage. He typically plays 60 to 70% of the offensive snaps. Now, the Rams do have Blake Corum, who they will definitely give some touches to, especially in game scripts where if the game gets out of hand, like if the Rams have a really big lead, then you definitely will see some more Blake Corum in those types of scenarios. But when it's like a one-score, two-score game, typically Kyren Williams is going to be in line for like 15 to 20 touches. And this is a week where it should be a spot where the Rams are playing with the lead. They're 10.5-point favorites here against the Panthers. This definitely sets up as a matchup where Kyren Williams should have success, moving the ball on the ground, but also getting pretty good volume. Now, last week he didn't really get much volume because they were just killing the Buccaneers through the air. Matthew Stafford had a huge passing game, especially like in the first half. Stafford was dicing them up. I think he had like 200 yards and 3 touchdowns in the first half. They've been doing a lot through the air lately, and maybe the reason why that is because they're trying to get Matthew Stafford the MVP. Like, that's definitely a possibility that the Rams are passing the ball more because they want Stafford to win MVP. That's possible, but clearly the sports books are expecting this to be a spot where Kyren Williams sees increased usage. He has a 16 rush attempts line, despite going under that line in 4 of his last 5 games. We saw him have 25 carries against the Saints. That was a game that they won 34-10. This could be one of those spots where the Rams win this game like by 10, 15, 20 points, and Kyren Williams gets like 20, 25 touches. It's a good matchup. The Panthers have historically been a pretty bad run defense. This year, they've definitely been better. I will say the Panthers haven't been as bad against the run. But like if you look at Kyren Williams' prop lines, he's projected for about 80 total yards. He's projected for 2 catches. And his touchdown prop on Prizepicks right now is a goblin. So that means he's favored to score a touchdown. So if you give Kyren Williams 80 yards, 2 catches, and a touchdown, that's 16 fantasy points given Prizepicks scoring. So I think 13, this line on Kyren Williams just looks a bit low. I think this line should probably be like 14.5, 15. At 13, I think there is some value here. Like this spot a lot for Kyren Williams. I think we see him bounce back, get back on track here, get some good volume in a pretty good matchup. Hopefully he can find the end zone as well. If he does get into the end zone, I feel very confident he goes over this fantasy score line. But even if he doesn't score a touchdown, he could have like 80, 90 rushing yards, couple catches, maybe 10, 20 receiving yards, and still get 13 fantasy points without even getting into the end zone. So just a lot of ways for him to go over this line in a good matchup where he should have success, and the Rams should have success on the ground, should be able to move the ball through the air as well. So they should be in scoring position, hopefully, getting in the red zone, getting near the goal line, giving Kyren Williams opportunities for touchdowns too, which obviously is huge for fantasy score, given touchdowns are very valuable. But that'll do it, guys, as our 3 picks here for the Sunday NFL slate. Let's see if we can keep it rolling, man. We went 3-0 on Thanksgiving, went 3-0 on last Sunday's NFL slate, so just been dialed in with the NFL plays. Let's try and go 3-0 again this weekend and make some money on this Week 13 slate. But as always, guys, appreciate you watching these Prizepicks videos. Appreciate your support. Make sure to hit that like button down below if you guys do enjoy these videos. Hit that subscribe button as well. And again, if you guys aren't on Prizepicks yet, sign up. Use that code NOAH. Play $5. You'll get $50 worth of free lineups for using code NOAH on Prizepicks. But again, good luck, guys. Let's make some money. I'll see you in the next video.